Hey, it's Matthew David. So I just want to go over a little recap. We just got done yesterday doing the Ascended Master Retreat, and it was amazing people, and the experience was my favorite one so far. I'll tell you that. It was my favorite workshop so far in countless ways. You know, not only have they gotten better in my estimation, and the content's gotten richer. We've added to the venue. We had Brandy come and speak about her healing modalities. People had some incredible results there. And we had our keynote speaker, Michael Jaco, presented all 3 days. Extraordinary, life-changing information, and the immersion experience that is second to none. You really cannot replicate it until you're in a group and you feel the energy and the electricity that is circulating in the room and the consciousness. It was a consciousness exploration. I was in an altered state of consciousness the whole time, literally. I remember, last night I just could not stop laughing. I was laughing and laughing and laughing. I had hit this place, I think they call it nirvana, where your bliss is so peaking out that you like blow a lid off and you're laughing, and you're just having a good time. And so that was me last night, and I want to just give you some things that are takeaways for me that I want to just make public, and you can benefit from them, things that I'll share that happened over the workshop. So the first thing is there was a gentleman there who suffered from this condition of falling asleep all the time, and I prayed about it, and then on the final day, God told me to set the snooze on the alarm on the clock, and God said, his snooze button's going off, quite literally, he's snoozing every so often. His snooze button's going off, and so we used the snooze button to have him get up and do a self-entrainment technique. And so like every 8 minutes you do a self-entrainment technique, and you go until you get your breakthrough. And I want to share that with you guys, because that really is how I do it. Like when I'm looking to do a breakthrough, you're not going to get there by doing one self-entrainment technique if you're not, so used to doing it that your neural pathways are built for this. So the more you do a thing, the more belief is you put into that thing, the morphogenic field gets stronger. And considering that the technique itself is a standalone technique that can work even if your belief is faint or weak or anemic, it'll still, to some capacity, shift your consciousness. If you do it every 8 minutes and set a snooze alarm on, and you get serious about reading the book, Trust, the Most Powerful Force in the Universe, where I teach you the technique in chapter 10, you can get that on Amazon for a few bucks, by the way. I'd recommend you get a physical copy so you can, dog-ear the pages and you can read through it and highlight certain things. The whole book is a manifesto, okay? It's the magnum opus of anything I've ever done. But if you want to really break through, what God gave me is God gave me some new tools to bring about the discipline that you're going to need to take things to the next level. So what I'll be doing from now on, and it's such a convenient tool, and it was such a gift, and the best thing that I saw was as this gentleman got up, and he's a wonderful man, he loves his kids, he's a great man, and he deserves this not. See, he doesn't deserve to be under the bondage of some ridiculous mind virus that they call, some label. They give it a label. I'm not even going to acknowledge the thing because it has no reality. But he has all God power within himself, and how you access is through free will. Free will is the fulcrum of power. It's David's fulcrum. It is the power position where you turn your attention to the principle of wisdom and truth, and then you embody it through the physiology. That's what self-entrainment technique does. And use your snooze alarm, automatic timer, set it for, I think it goes off every 8 minutes on these iPhones here. And every time it goes off, do another one, do another one, do another one, and do it right. Really study the videos. I give you the whole training. That's my most powerful technique I've ever learned. And I use it every time when I want to create a huge breakthrough, and look, it works for everything that I've ever used it for. Money, relationships, well-being, you name it. Because it shifts your vibrational state of being. And circumstances don't matter, only state of being matters. Thank you, Bashar. So Bashar opened up on Wednesday night, and that was awesome, awesome, awesome. So if you guys are there, that's all recorded. So it was 2 hours of just everybody going around in circles, just asking questions. Everybody come up one at a time, ask Bashar a question, get an answer. We had some pretty cool insights, and so for those of you guys who are here virtually or live, you're going to get to revisit that recording and watch it at your own discretion, and gain more and more out of that. So that was pretty cool. And then one of the things that I broke out for the first time ever, and I want to give it to you now, is a technique that was given to me through someone that I'm learning from, and she went to a shaman, and the shaman taught her this simple technique, and it changed her life dramatically and quite promptly. And it's so extraordinarily simple that it's don't overlook it, just try it. And all you do is you tap on your heart and you say, I love myself. I love myself. Say it 3 times, tap on your heart, and just do that. Do it every hour on the hour. You see, if you make rituals a part of your day, if you learn to use the power of ritual, what it does is ritual creates expectation through the repetition or the repetitioning of the behavior in the mind. So as you repattern the programs in the mind through repetition and using techniques, then ultimately you require no technique. So you graduate out of techniques eventually, but the techniques are designed to create the skill set. It's learning how to do the mechanical steps, how to shift the way that you use your imagination, your spoken word, and your free will. That's all you have. Okay? So everything that's divine about you, there's only 2 things divine about you: imagination and the spoken word. Everything else is an illusion of the carnal mind. It belongs to the world that doesn't exist. I said it belongs to the world that doesn't exist. All of the great mystics and all of the great seers have always professed this, and they've always known this. And the only way that you can know this is through experiential knowledge. You can't know it through theory or through just making a hypothesis and then believing you know something. You have to experience it. And the way to experience it is to move forward in faith by demonstrating your desire, okay, through your behavior. And God sees the heart, and God judges the heart, and God will qualify your world with perfection once you start stepping into the perfection that you are professing that you come from by using these techniques. And that's the power of them. So I don't really need to make a long video, but the other thing is that your free will it's the fulcrum of power. I call it David's fulcrum. All right, David is the spirit man. Okay, so the fulcrum of power is the proper use of your free will to turn to the principle of the I am and contemplate that which is above all, even good thoughts. It's above all. It's incomprehensible to the human nature and to the carnal mind. But as you move forward into it, you see, steadfastly facing thee, there is no evil on my path. Steadfastly facing thee, there is no matter in its laws. There is no lack. There is no poverty. There is no inharmonious demonstration of human behavior. As you begin to move forward in faith and step into this knowledge of the Father, see, knowledge of the Father is what deletes the suffering conditions of mortality. Because mortality is ignorance of the Father, and all of its emanations of suffering are ignorance of the Father. And knowledge is a direct experience. You have to embrace something that becomes part of you through your repentance process of turning back to the principle in your thought, through the use of the free will, activated by your imagination and solidified by the spoken word. Watch this video again. It's got a lot of little nuggets in it for you. It's short, it's sweet, and yeah, it'll bless you.